Good morning. Welcome to the Somerset County Family Community Health Science Department Friday Live. I'm Jennifer and this is my daughter Nicole. And we're happy to be with you this morning. We're going to be making berry, because we made two kinds, berry yogurt muffins, right? And we tasted them. They were really good, right, Nicole?
We made one batch and we're going to make a second batch right now.
We actually tried this recipe out earlier in the week. Oh, can you grab the frozen raspberries out of the freezer?
Yes.
We're going to make raspberries live with you. And this morning I made a batch of blueberry because I'll get them. Hang on.
It's going to be really tasty.
Okay. All right. So our first ingredient, we're going to mix the dry ingredients first. So Nicole, we're going to do 1 3/4 cup of flour.
Yeah.
Now when you're with kids, sometimes it's easier to scoop out the ingredients in a small bowl. So you can grab both of those. And we're going to do 1 cup and 3/4 cup. So you can scoop that into the large bowl. This one, both of them. And remember our trick. When you're measuring flour, you want to make sure that it's level. So, okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to level it off and dump it in. That's why we're wearing aprons today. We knew flour would be a mess. Okay, and then we're going to take the 3/4 cup and do the same.
I made a big mess.
You want to level it. I probably should have got a bigger bowl. All right, here we go. You know what?
I'm just going to get a paper towel.
That would be a great idea. We've already washed our hands. That's so important when you're in the kitchen. We're leveling off the flour. Okay. All right, next dry ingredient is baking powder and baking soda. Good morning. Good morning, Julie. Okay, Nicole, do you want to do 1 teaspoon of baking powder? And again, level it off the top.
My hands are a little.
That's okay. Oh, good. Perfect.
Then put it in here?
Yep, sprinkle it in. Okay, then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, sorry, here. So we did the powder, now we're doing 1/2 of the soda. Shake that even. This is such good skills for the little kids to measure out. And we're also going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Just put it there.
Mm-hmm. Sprinkle that in, make it a little flatter. There you go. Sprinkle that in. All right, now just give that dry just a little quick mix. And we're gonna add 1/3 cup of sugar. Okay, I'm just gonna, that's good. All right, now we're gonna add the wet ingredients.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna let her crack the egg. This is fun for her to learn.
I do it sometimes when we normally bake, except
we're doing it in a separate bowl because we don't want sometimes that happens when we crack our eggs, our shell gets into our bowl and we don't want to put that with our ingredients. I'll help you. This is hard. Okay. All right. And next we're going to take a fork and just kind of mix it together because this batter is going to be dry. It is going to be more like a bread type consistency.
yes. Can I show them one of the
No, wait till we're done. Okay. So now dump the egg into the small bowl. Now what makes this really moist is the yogurt, and I like to use Greek yogurt that gives a little bit of more protein to the muffins. You can use any type of yogurt. When we did our trial, and you can scoop this all in there. When we did our trial, I happened to have plain yogurt, and the muffins were delicious, but it was missing a little bit flavor. So I got raspberry yogurt because we're making raspberry muffins. All right, dump it in here. And another thing for your preference is this recipe calls for 1/3 cup of canola oil. When I bake, I usually substitute oil out and I put in applesauce, but I followed the scrape every little bit that you can. Because the recipe calls for 6 ounces of yogurt, and if you look in the containers, the yogurts are 5.3 ounces. So we want to get every little bit of yogurt that we can. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of canola again, you can use applesauce if you want to try that way, but for the texture, I was just sticking with the oil for this time. That looks good.
Okay.
All right, why don't you take your spoon and mix everything together?
It's a little chunky, but it's okay.
That's okay. All right, now you're going to dump that into the big bowl.
Put the spoon in that one.
Just dump everything in.
Make sure it's all in there. Okay, let's put that in there.
Now because it's dry, the recipe didn't call for this, I kind of added a little bit of liquid as we were going to start to mix it. So here we go, Nicole, start mixing.
Okay.
Mix it all up.
No.
Now, like I said before, you can use any kind of fruit. That's why we called this recipe the berry. My son didn't like raspberries, so I made blueberries. But the raspberries tasted really good.
Yeah, I had him for breakfast.
So frozen, I mean, especially now that we're in the quarantine, you don't know what you have fresh. The fruit goes bad real fast. The best thing to do is to use the frozen. You don't have to defrost it. Just grab it right out of the freezer.
Should I pour a little bit in?
Nope, okay, so I'm using a clear bowl. This is not mixed well together, so you just really want to mix it in. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid. You could use half and half. This is 1% milk.
Yeah,
okay, mix it a little bit more.
It's hard with all the dry stuff.
Okay, I'm going to let her use her hands, because go ahead, get in there. That's what's fun about cooking in the kitchen with kids. Okay, mix it up with your hands. Go ahead. Get it all in there, and we might need to add a little bit more.
But then all of the things will be on my hands.
That's okay, we'll get it off. I'm going to do 1 cup of fruit, 1 cup of raspberries. I don't want, okay, if this was clumpy, I don't want that in my mix because I want the real tiny little bits.
Yeah. And they gonna taste.
They are going to taste so good. And then I have a secret ingredient that we're going to add to really make the flavor burst. Okay. We're going to add a little bit more liquid.
Yeah.
Okay, clean off your hands.
Get it all back in there.
Get it all back in there.
So we don't waste any.
Yeah. Right, we want nice big muffins. So I've already pre-warmed the oven to 375. And we've already greased, here, if you take this off, go ahead. Now you can go wash your hands, and then I'm going to let you grease the pan. I'll tell them what we did for greasing the pan. Okay. I'm just going to dump the fruit in here. Okay, so like I said, this is like a bready kind of dough. Now you want to... So that's all mixed. You can see how that's well mixed together. The secret ingredient that we're going to add is orange zest. If you've been watching my lives, I love zest. I think it just brings flavor to whatever you're making. And the raspberry muffins needed something, just something. So the zest, I think, is really going to make the flavor pop. Okay, we're just gonna, just a little bit. Okay. And if you can add lemon if you have lemon, if you don't have orange. The smell of citrus is great. So these are a very healthy snack. You have the protein from the yogurt, you have antioxidants and fiber from the berries. Okay. So you just take a 12 muffin, you can spray it. I personally like to use butter. So for the kids, it was really easy to melt some butter in the microwave, and I'm letting her brush it.
Yes, I'm just...
Okay, Nicole, so let's just show them how we're going to brush it.
So
you can do these two. Go ahead, brush it. Like they're painting.
Yes. Just get on the sides.
You can also use liners. If you do use a muffin liner, you do want to spray that liner, because the worst thing is, keep going, when you bake is when you have your delicious cake all stuck to the pan. Okay, so we are ready to scoop. Now you can use the 1/4 cup. Yeah, you can dump that. For good size, you could use a tablespoon. All right, so we're going to just scoop about a 1/4 cup into the pan. And if all of them are filled, then you can top them off. So we want to hear, are you new joining us? Nicole, check at the comments. If you are joining us, is this your first time? Or tell us where you're from, if you've been catching our lives.
Yeah.
I know this gets shared not just in the Somerset County, but it's been getting shared all in the state. And we've been enjoying this live. Next week, we're making sandwich skewers. That's going to be a whole lot of fun.
And thank you, Rachel, for calling my thank you.
Who's watching? What'd she say? Oh, good morning, Rachel. Oh, yes, cute apron. It has cupcakes on there. She loves to bake.
Yeah.
So actually, using the quarter cup is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just doing this real quick to get these in the oven. Do you want to grab a plate, Nicole?
Yes. A tiny one or a big
Get
one?
a tiny plate and show them that we're going to show them the blueberry muffins that we just took out of the oven.
Okay. So we got one more of these ones. I'll put one on the plate.
Okay.
So here.
All right. So wait. So I'm going to put these into the oven at 375.
And these are really moist and they're a little sweet, so it's really
So let her taste it because she's like, we never get to taste what we're making. So these are the blueberry ones we just made a half hour ago.
really good.
Really good. They do burst. I'll let you see that, right? Get you guys all hungry. This is great for breakfast or just a healthy snack during the day because I made these on Monday and she was just like, I'm hungry. I said, grab a muffin. So really good. Thank you for your help today. If you guys are catching this on the replay, #replay. And if you make any of this, come back, share in your comments what kind of muffin you made. Even if you had frozen peaches, you could use peach muffins. So the possibilities are endless, right? Yogurt's the secret ingredient. I know, we're kind of tired of bananas, right? All right, have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Bye.